Hello children, good morning. Today we are going to see the concluding part of the chapter biomolecules. The topic going to study is enzymes. So enzymes are biocatalysts. Okay. So let us study first the what no. In the case of normal chemical reactions taking place in chemistry lab and all, what do you do? So you to activate the reaction you add some chemicals. So that type no you call that is catalyst. So the catalysts, so they are chemicals. What do? They boost the reaction. At the end of the reaction, they won't undergo any modification. So here the same way, in the case of biochemical reactions taking place inside our body, so the enzymes they act as biocatalysts. So what do? They activate, they boost the action, and the activity will be faster. Okay, so here the carbonic anhydrase enzyme, it is the fastest enzyme, and without the enzyme 200 molecules of carbon dioxide can be carried by per hour. Okay, when the enzyme is present, the carrying capacity no, it will be more. That is, in a second it can carry about 6 lakh molecules. So from here itself we can see the difference. The presence of enzyme no, it activates the reaction. Okay, so here this is the simple graphical representation showing the energy used with the enzyme and without the enzyme. So the activation energy consumed, it is more, so without enzyme. So with the enzyme the energy consumed is less. So with less energy, so more products can be formed. Okay, so that is the simple graph no, it explains. Sometimes by giving the graph they can ask you to give explanation, children. So that's why you have to understand. So one side we are plotting potential energy, other side progress of reaction, and here no, it tells regarding the means no, the energy used with the enzyme and without enzyme. So the nature of enzyme action. So the enzyme plus substrate, it produces enzyme substrate complex, and at the end it releases the product, and the enzyme is free, and once again it can enter inside the reaction. When you see the catalytic step of an enzyme, it can be described in these 4 steps. So first the substrate, it binds to the active site of the enzyme. So active site, this is the active site of the enzyme, it binds here. This is the substrate, it binds to the active site. So the binding of the substrate no, what happens, it alters the shape and it fixes tightly and results in the formation of enzyme substrate complex. Okay, so you can see here, so here active, this one no, enzyme substrate complex. After the substrate binds with the enzyme, it results in enzyme substrate complex. Then later, so once the reaction is completed, the products no, it will be released and the enzyme is freely available for. So enzyme plus substrate, it results in enzyme substrate complex, and once the reaction no, is completed, now the substrate will get modified, then it results in the products. Means can be the substrate, can be any polymer, it can be disaccharide, maybe. Okay, so it can be any type of complex substance. When the polymers no, when they combine here, then it releases no, 2 products. Okay, so here the bond no, it is broken and results in the formation of 2 products. So A and B products are formed from this substrate. So once the products are formation is completed, the products will be released. Okay, this is the 4 steps given here. So first step, it binds, and next it forms enzyme substrate complex, then enzyme product complex because the product is formed, and later the products are released and the enzyme is freely available for the catalytic cycle once again. Okay. So now let us study regarding the enzyme and catalyst difference. So here the enzymes, they are biocatalysts. It can work only in living cells, and these catalysts are chemical substances and they help in chemical reactions, what we use in labs and all, chemistry labs and all, we use this. The enzymes, it will work in only in optimum temperature, about 40 degree it can work. But here catalysts, no, they can even work under high temperatures also, because they are only chemicals. So it reduces the activation energy. It requires no different level of energy. These are some differences between enzymes and catalysts. Now let us study regarding the properties of enzymes. All enzymes are proteins, but all proteins are not enzymes. The enzymes are specific with their substrates, because just like lock and key mechanism, with one lock only a particular key can be fixed. The same way the enzymes also very specific in their activity. They will bind only with the particular substrate, and for different substrates there are different enzymes. Why? Because the active site will vary. Enzymes are of two types. They are builders and breakers. Building up reaction, one type of enzyme. For breaking down, one enzyme. Okay, the enzyme does not get used up at the end of reaction and does not change its shape. So less enzymes are required. At the end of reaction, the enzyme will be released after the products are formed, and again the enzymes can be used in the reaction. But sometimes the enzyme, it can undergo denaturation also. How? The enzyme no, it changes its shape. Okay, so sometimes due to when the shape or when it can be changed, sometimes due to heat or some other this reasons, the enzymes, they can change its shape. When the enzyme changes its shape, the substrate cannot bind with the enzyme. That's why that in that case the enzyme will be a waste. Sometimes the enzyme undergo denaturation also. For example, heat, it can denature the enzyme. Now let us study the factors affecting enzyme activity. Effect of temperature. So the temperature, when it is optimum, then only enzyme can work. Maximum temperature, optimum temperature is about 40 degree. Okay, so for example, just I am telling you one example. In case of the fruits and all, when you are buying any raw mango, when you keep outside, it will be ripened very fastly. When you keep inside the fridge, that the fruit, the conversion of the raw this one into the ripened fruit, it will take some time, or it won't occur at all, because it's according to the temperature seen inside the fridge. It will take time. It won't, because the temperature, as it is low temperature, it inactivates the enzyme. So that's why we can store this vegetables and fruits for longer time inside fridge. But same thing, when you kept outside, it will be rotten quickly and spoiled quickly because of enzyme action. Okay, the enzyme, it works only under optimum temperature. The same thing when you keep out, take from the fridge and you keep out. So what will happen? So the ripening process will be faster. So the effect of pH, different enzymes, they work at different pH. For example, the enzyme pepsin, it works under pH 2, and the enzyme amylase at pH 7, that is neutral pH, it is optimum. Okay, and the same way when you see intestinal pH will be alkaline. So that enzymes will work alkaline pH. The enzymes in intestine, they will work like that. So the salivary amylase, it works in mouth, but the same salivary amylase, when it goes in stomach, the activity gets stopped, because the pH it is less pH, it is acidic pH. That's why. The substrate concentration, when you see the substrate concentration, the enzyme level, if both, it will know the enzyme level how much amount is there, till then the substrate, they will do the work. So when the simply increasing the substrate, it won't help. So to getting more products, if you want to get more product, the enzyme also parallelly, it has to be increased. So or you have to give some time, because after the formation of products, so once again if you are adding substrate, then the product formation will be there. Simply adding substrate, it won't help in increasing the products, because according to lock and key mechanism, in one lock only one key can fix. We cannot fix more keys in a lock. The same way, the enzyme, it depends upon the substrate. Okay, simply increasing the substrate concentration, it won't help in the enzyme action. So, the factors affecting enzyme activity. So first let us see regarding pH. So pH, temperature, whatever it is there, Under optimum pH, the activity will be best. Optimum temperature, activity is the best. Okay, so when the temperature is less, okay, when the pH is less pH, then the activity is low, and when you are increasing pH, optimum pH it reaches, the activity is better. Then later once again it comes less when you are reducing the pH or increasing the pH. It won't help at all. There has to be optimum. The same way here, when you are increasing the substrate, concentration will increase, but actually then the curve becomes flattened because the amount of enzyme present, it is limited. So that's why simply adding the concentration, it won't help here. Now the enzyme inhibition. The enzyme inhibition can be, it can be activated. Inhibition of enzyme so can occur by some chemical molecules that we call that as inhibitors. First, that is competitive inhibition. The inhibitor chemical molecule, so here can you see one inhibitor chemical? This is the original substrate. This is the inhibitor chemical molecule, what is given in yellow color. So when the inhibitor chemical molecule comes and binds with the enzyme, the substrate, it is not able to come and bind. Okay, so actually, so it forms a complex and it won't result in the formation of any product. But here the substrate, they cannot act at all, and it result in the enzyme activity will be stopped there, and there is no production of products. So example here, the inhibition of succinic dehydrogenase by malonate. It is the inhibitor. It resembles the substrate succinate in structure. Means any of the substrate resembling substance, when it combines in the active site of the enzyme, the original substrate it cannot come and bind. Because of that, the products won't be formed. Okay, in this way, the sulfur drugs and all work in bacteria. So we eat the sulfur drugs. In that way, it inactivates the bacterial enzyme. So that's why the bacteria will die away. So like that, we can use. Maybe it is harmful way, but that can also be manipulated, and we can use in that way also. The sulfur drug working, it occurs in the way of competitive inhibition. The enzymes at low temperature becomes inactive, but high temperature denatures. It modifies the structure of enzyme. The active site will be changed. Then automatically the enzyme loses the capacity under high temperature. But low temperature, inactive, but once again it can be activated when they are getting optimum temperature. Now let us study regarding the classification and nomenclature of enzymes. So enzymes based on the type of reaction, they can be classified into 6 classes. First one, oxidoreductases or dehydrogenases. The enzyme which catalyze oxidoreduction between two substances, they are known as oxidoreductases. Transferases, they transfer the group from one to another substrate. That you call that as transferase. They can transfer. Oxidoreductases, they catalyze oxidation or reduction reaction. Transferase, they transfer the group. Hydrolase, hydrolysis, the enzyme catalyzing the hydrolysis. In presence of water it will work. All digestive enzymes are coming under this category. Okay, they break the complex substance into simple substance. Lyases. Lyases, what do? They catalyze the removal of groups, and actually here also this is also breaking enzyme only, and in absence of water it works. So that you call that as lyases. Hydrolases work in the presence of water, and lyases in absence of water. They also do the catalytic activity. And they help in breakdown only. Okay, isomerases, they include the enzymes which are promoting the interconversion of optical, geometric and positional isomers and all. That you call that as isomerases. Then ligases, they catalyze linking of two compounds. Means it is helpful in the formation of the polymers. Two compounds are linked together and they can be converted into monomers into polymers. So that you call that as ligases. Helps in the bond formation, joining. So oxidoreductases, transferases, hydrolases, lyases, isomerases and ligases. Okay, it can be asked in 5 marks, children. So you can learn the classification of nomenclature of enzymes. So next, let us study regarding the cofactors. So the enzyme itself, it needs some substance, so it activates the enzyme activity, that you call that as cofactors. It is a non-protein part, it makes the enzyme more active. Okay, so here there are three kinds of factors are there, that is prosthetic group, coenzyme and metal ions. So prosthetic group, they are tightly bound with apoenzyme. So here they catalyze, what they do, for example, the hydrogen peroxide to water and oxygen, to catalyze that, the heme is the prosthetic group. Okay, then for coenzyme, it is bound transient form. Example, this type of vitamin, it is NAD, NADP, there is no nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. Then metal ions, they form coordination bonds. No, they are metal ions, they are ferrous and zinc ions are coming under this category. Like the three cofactors are there, prosthetic group, coenzyme and metal ions. Okay children, so we are concluding this lesson. We will meet in the next class. Thank you children.